And chat. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Persona 5 Strikers. Now, last time we had a very brief stream where I discovered that I was hideously underleveled. So I leveled up a bit off stream, did some grinding. We're going to start the stream with some Persona fusions to make sure I have stuff that's on level. And as always, let me bring on love. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Right,
So,
let me share
you need your
OBS.
screen, but so did you do any of the requests and stuff?
No, I
Are you
just
grinding?
ground some levels. If I'm gonna do requests, I figured I'd do them on stream.
A lot of them are kind of just busy work, but that's fair enough. I do recommend doing some of them.
Oh,
Especially
right. I
like-
thought you were talking about like the big boss requests. No, I'm gonna save the big boss requests for on stream if I do them at all. But I didn't do any requests while I was grinding. I didn't put that much brain power into it.
but it's fine. I'm not like picky or anything. Obviously, this is your show. Persona time.
Persona time. We're gonna do some Persona fusions.
Sounds like a plan.
Go to Velvet Room.
So currently, I am
Welcome to the
playing the
Velvet
Mario Kart. I
wish to
I
browse
finally
the
got
entries.
Mario Kart 8.
You have no personas to register.
I've kind of wanted it for a while, but it's never been like a super big priority or
You wish
anything.
to strengthen it.
So I've just kind of been casually asking it for like a holiday gift, and I got it this year, so that's cool. I've got the expansion pass Nintendo Switch membership, so I get all of the
How
all
much
of
power
the
will
extra
you have?
tracks for the expansion pass. So that's cool.
Uh-huh.
So excellent value here.
Performing a fusion.
I figure I may as well just like try out all the tracks. It is fun. I haven't played a Mario Kart game since like I played a little bit of Double Dash, but I didn't own it. I don't think. I think I played it on other people's GameCubes. And then I had Mario Kart 64. That was like my go-to Mario Kart. I was not very good at it, but so far I'm proving to be okay at this game. I've heard people talk about
Please,
Mario Kart
take
enough
your
that I
time.
sort of understand the theory.
It seems that it can gain new power. Choose which skill.
I'm sure there's a button for like doing the tricks off of the ramps that is not shaking my entire console, but I don't know what it is. So
Do we give it Recarm or a Soul Dive? I don't use Fizz Specials much because HP is such a precious resource, so we'll give it
Is
Recarm.
this the persona?
Kaja could be useful, but
Let us begin.
I don't really know what it's for, what speed is for in this game, so
I think it's Dodge Chance.
that would make the
I
most
don't think it
sense.
makes you move faster. I've never noticed that.
You can never underestimate buffing moves in a Persona game, though. In
I
Persona
didn't
5
use Suku Kaja in Persona 5 either, so...
Well, I mean, I didn't use it as much, but it can be very useful. And in Persona 5 Tactica, it's a fucking godsend because it makes you move farther.
It
Which in a
seems that it
tactics
can
game,
gain
are
new
you kidding
power.
me? That's the best. That's the
That's
best one.
awesome.
It's only by like a couple of squares, but like
Choose
anybody
which skill.
knows that even a couple of squares is extremely beneficial.
Oh, it's critical and auto evade. Okay.
Oh, makes sense, yeah.
Is this
Rama,
the persona?
I'm sure.
Be born anew.
I'm about halfway through all of the tracks. By that I mean I have just about finished up all of the ones that came with the original game.
Ha.
I've just been playing on 100cc. I haven't. I've tried a little bit of 150. I didn't do as well. I've been doing pretty okay on 100cc, but I feel like this is still like normal to easy difficulty. I feel like most people play on 150 or 200. 200 seems ridiculous.
So I have a theory that's just popped
Mhm.
into my head.
Uh-huh.
I choose to believe that Eligor is the horse, and the knight's just set dressing,
Why do you believe that?
because it's funny.
I mean, I guess. Usually there's a reason for somebody to think something like that. Why don't you, like, go over to the description of it? Like, they have descriptions. You should learn something for once.
But that would get in the way of the joke.
I understand
I'm not
that.
being serious. I'm just telling a silly. Why are you getting in the way of that?
Because I believe in true information, and I think that the actual, like, stories behind all the cool critters are neat. And, like, I appreciate sillies, but, like, only in some context. It's like, it's gotta have a reason.
Be born anew.
By the way, there are 3 different Mercedes brand cars in this game, as well as, like, all the DLC characters from other franchises.
Really? They put real-world cars in Mario Kart?
Yeah, they're like they're like roadsters and like fancy cars and shit. I just unlocked the basic one, the first one that you unlock. But I figure I figure I'd use it. I've mostly been using middleweight characters, but I did play Bowser my last Grand Prix, and that was kind of fun. Who do you usually play in Mario Kart? I don't know how recently you've played it.
The last Mario Kart I played was Mario Kart 64.
Who did you main usually?
Bowser.
Bowser's fun. I was a Toad person in most of the time in Nintendo 64, in the 64 one. I thought his voice was fun. Wahoo!
Huh.
Archangel's great. One of my favorite early Personas.
Can you tell I haven't been keeping up with my fusion? I've mostly been just acquiring personas through battle.
Yeah, this is not the best way to do things.
It seems that it can gain.
Oh, this funky fellow! Forgot about this guy.
That's a fucking... Is that a Resident Evil enemy or a Silent Hill enemy? More, which is it closer to?
That's a good question. I think... Ooh. I'm gonna say Silent Hill. Because it has that psychological horror vibe.
Press the button that does the background. What is it about? I don't remember what it is. Oh, I guess you can't have it until you can't do it until you actually fuse it. Never mind.
Yeah. Life Drain and Mudo. Okay. Well, let's make Pisaka.
Choose which skill.
Let's see. I had Dodge Fizz, Null Brainwash.
Is this the person? Be born anew.
Life Drain is kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's low level and weak, so.
Yeah. What level did you get up to?
49.
Alright, that's pretty solid. I don't remember what level I was by the end of this game, to be honest. I need to play it again. My PS4 is sitting right here. But I think the PS5 can play PS4 games. But my mom's been playing Baldur's Gate 3 forever, so... She's a little stuck. She finds the game very difficult.
Hang on. Have I just not found personas I need to fuse this stuff?
Probably, yeah. So you gotta make them.
Well, I've got Mitra. Have I not got Succubus? Hang on.
You wish to browse? You have no personas to read. Please take.
I have
Do you have a lot of-
Succubus.
Do you have a lot of
Oh,
good
I don't
memories?
have space in my party. Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense. So fuse some of the guys that you got then. So do you have a lot of fond memories of Mario Kart 64? I played like I played it a lot. We got rid of a
I
lot
didn't
of
have
our...
an N64 till I was like 24.
That's fair. I always forget how much older than me you are. We got rid of a bunch of our N64 games at one point, and we had like 3 left. It was like Pokemon Stadium 2, the 2 Zeldas on that system, and then Mario Kart 64. And so that was like what I played for a lot of time. I was, like I said, I wasn't super good at it, but
Hello,
I always liked the
performing
desert
a
one with the
fusion.
train. Everyone likes that one.
Here we go. Here we go. Now I can make some stuff. Alright, what's Hecaton Kai's
Seems that it
got?
can gain new power.
Swift Strike and Tarakaja.
Pretty good. I mean, like, Swift Strike is got a pretty big range, I think,
Choose
and
which skill.
like Tarkaj is very good. Always good to have those buffing moves. I just beat the first boss of Persona 5 Tactica, so that's cool. I cleared the first area.
Is this the persona you'd like?
The ads and like informational stuff basically said
Now,
nothing about
let us
areas past
begin.
the first one, so I was very interested in seeing where things were gonna go.
Uh-huh.
So I'm intrigued.
I want to play that so bad, but I don't have time to play it on stream. I have to catch up on patron picks and
If you want, I can have you play that after this.
that would be cool.
I've been thinking about other options, but there are way too many goddamn video games, and it would be a good one.
It seems that it can gain new power.
How good are you at tactics games?
Love them. I've got thousands of hours in Disgaea. I love Final Fantasy
that's right. You're a
Tactics.
Disgaea person.
I loved XCOM Enemy Unknown. I'm loving Baldur's Gate 3.
Does that count?
Oh, yes. It's
I've
basically fantasy XCOM with D&D mechanics.
I've wondered, because the way that my mom describes it kind of sounds like it. She doesn't play a lot of those, so that might be why she's having trouble.
Is this the persona? Be born anew.
So yeah, that could be fun. Like, I feel hopefully we wouldn't argue with each other too much. You're probably better at them than I am. I'm not like bad at them, but I'm not great at them either.
I'm pretty good. I won't say I'm the best in the world, but
If you've got a lot of experience with them, that's like more than me. Like, I only got into Fire Emblem and
oh yeah, and I've played Three Houses.
Like, I only got into Fire Emblem in high school, and I didn't really play any tactics games before that. Like, we had Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, but I was extremely confused by it. Because it gave you access to, like, all of the options menus without explaining any of them. I was like, yeah, we just choose all of your weapons that you do not have, and all of your
I think I got a fusion
classes that you have
accident,
access
damn
to
it.
every class, and it's like, yeah, but I don't know how to, like, train new skills and stuff. I barely know, like, how to do missions.
Wait, which game was this?
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Ah, yeah. I gotta play Tactics Advance.
It is technically a sequel, if I understand correctly. The
No,
story's a little
Tactics
bit-
Advance 2. Tactics Advance is not related to Tactics 1. Oh, I think I have this one already. Come on.
Oh, it's Amino Uzume.
This was
We love a fusion accident.
Oh, no, I guess I didn't have this one. This is level 49.
Well, fusion accidents are often a little higher level than they should be, because they're like but I don't remember what level Amino Uzume is in this game, so
You wish to browse the... What will you be registering?
I really should try 150cc. So far, I
Will you
am like
register this?
drastically
This
outperforming
persona
the
has
vast
been
majority of
registered
these
in its present
CPUs, like
condition.
on basically every track.
May luck be on your side.
And I haven't played like I haven't played like 80% of these before, so. But I guess I did pick up the basics.
I have... Let's delete Eligor, not Lamia. And get rid of Pisaka.
Can you not, like, fuse your lower level guys in anything interesting?
Yeah, but it gives me preset fusion targets rather than letting me fuse freely, so I'm not going to hunt for it. I'm just going to delete them and free up space.
Is that how game? God, it's been so long. I gotta ask my mom if I can use the TV.
Hello, trickster.
I want to play this game
let me
so
see.
bad.
A fusion.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's just fusible and bi-level.
Huh. That is kind of weird, because usually that's just like an option, and they usually let you choose from two. I had forgotten that. Fusion systems in the spin-off games are always a little bit, like, wonky. This is one of the ones where it's, like, the most similar to the normal system. In terms of, like, how useful the personas are and, like, what their uses are in relation to what you actually do in the original game. Because, like, in Persona Q and its sequel, you fuse personas as, like, sub-personas. And, like, everybody can equip, like, a sub-persona that gives you access to a couple more skills and, like, an increase in stats.
It seems that it can gain new
power. And you, the main character, are still, like, you have your main persona, who is your main persona, your starter persona. So, it's...
This is sexy. Queen Mab with fire and ice. That's at level 43. That's going to be useful.
One of the Queens of the Fae, I believe. I don't remember exactly what
the Queen of the Fae.
Because there's also Titania. I don't remember exactly how, like, they relate to each other.
Oh, you may be right. She may be one of the Queens of the Fae. She's... Yeah.
There are, like, multiple different countries who have Fae-oriented legends, so it's possible, like, Ireland and Scotland have different ways of thinking about it. God, I am so far ahead of these people. I have no idea. Do they just not know how to drive? Like, is there CPUs? Or, like, would I get creamed in an online race? I bet I would.
Choose which skill to inherit.
Are you playing against AI?
Yeah, I'm just playing the single-player Grand Prix at 100cc, which is, like, the middle of the three basic ones. There's 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, then there's
God damn,
mirror
another
mode.
fusion accident! Well, hopefully we get something cool this time. Sorry.
No, yeah. Then there's 100. Then there's mirror mode, which is, like, between 150 and, like, the higher speed. Like, I don't know if that's, like, a difficulty thing or, like, what exactly. That's where where everything is flipped around, which is probably harder for people who have played the game a lot than people who haven't played the game at all, like me. Like, I'm just sort of reacting to everything. But I imagine that, like, the CPU difficulty is also, like, higher on the higher CCs. The CCs just refers to, like, how fast you go at a base level.
Love, look at what I just got.
Rip. What level did he wind up at?
Let's find out. Level 49 Bicorn.
Jeez Louise.
You know, I might save that.
I mean, he probably fuses into something funny. If you've got, like, a treasure demon.
You wish to browse the... What will you be registering?
I think those are in this game. I don't remember.
Will you register this? This persona has been registered in its present. Please take a look.
Okay. I have space, I do.
Self.
Let's try again.
You can make Pixie.
It seems that it can gain new power.
That's very funny.
Choose which skill.
Sioga, Rekarm,
Alright.
Dizzy, and Rampage.
Is this? Let us begin.
So how's the rubber banding in Mario Kart 8?
So far, not very bad at all. Like, I have been getting a serious lead on, like, most of these guys, and, like, most of these races, and, like, it'll just be there. Like, it's not there, I imagine, but, like, rubber banding has been less of a thing in modern games in general.
It seems that it can gain new power.
The last track in the original Deluxe.
Choose which skill.
It was like the last DLC set of courses in the original. Is Big Blue from F-Zero. They added 2 F-Zero tracks in the DLC for this game originally.
Nice.
And Big Blue is sick. The music is cool. It's a big like 3-section course. Like a lot of the
persona.
like they'll do this thing where a lot of really big courses are just one lap with multiple sections, which is really cool. I don't remember when they started doing that. But not to talk about a completely different game while we are playing another game.
Oh, that's some good stat buffs. God damn. 40 strength. Ooh, Sarasvati. Sarasvati's level 48. Oh, level 48 healer.
Choose which skill.
It's pretty good.
Yoga, Marakukaja, and Null Dizzy.
Marakukaja.
Be born
Party-wide buffs are
anew.
the bomb.com, like thebomb.com.
I wonder how many personas are in this game. Oh, those are some sexy
honestly.
stat buffs too. Fortuna. Let's take a look at
Fortuna
Fortuna.
said it can
Oh,
gain new
a
power.
Dine spell. Ooh.
Yeah, I think she is the first done. I forgot about that. Or one of them. Matarunda? That's ridiculous. That's awesome. Stop you from getting creamed as much.
Choose which skill.
What's her stats? Low strength, high magic, and high agility.
She
Choose
knew.
which.
Take Mafryla, Meteorama, Rekarm, and Null Dizzy. Oh, hang on.
Okay, that's all of the courses in the base Mario Kart Deluxe.
Null Dizzy, Rekarm, Meteorama.
Is this?
Oh, and hey, I get like a cool
Let
a
us
cool
begin.
credit scene for that.
Nice.
I don't need to see it though. Can I skip this? Can I skip this, please? Where's
Celestial starts playing.
It's just gonna play the credits. All right, that's fair.
It
We'll
seems
just
that it can gain new
we'll just hang
power.
out.
Choose
Tempest
which
Slash.
skill.
Let's see. Ragion.
Brain Shake. That's pretty cool. This doesn't really seem like a super magic-y persona. Matarukaja is the coolest. Oh, it's got like about
Yeah, it's a
even.
mixed
Like,
attacker.
That's kind of cool.
Choose which skill. Is this the person? Born anew.
So good that it let you skip the execution animations.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to dinner tonight because we didn't manage to do it on my birthday, so that'll be cool. I do need to shower at some point, but hopefully there will be enough time after our stream for me to do that. So those are all ones you can't summon due to your level, or because you
I know how
Actually,
it
I don't know
works.
why. Oh, Ganesha. I guess that's like ones you can summon with a guy you have to like buy back, but maybe you don't have like room
Are
to
you
buy it
unable
back.
to decide?
You would be correct. I think so, anyway.
You wish to browse? You have no personas
Alright,
to
let's-
register.
But
May
you've
luck
just been
be on your
fusing, so
side.
maybe I don't know. I guess if you've just been fusing, you might have been fusing using the guys who you
Now then.
are registered.
Let me see what I have for my party now. Oh, I do have space. Okay.
And maybe there was just too much money and we weren't paying attention to how much money we were spending.
Nope, I have 360k left.
I don't know then. That's weird. Oh, maybe it's one that you already have or something.
Yeah, probably.
No, that's not right. I don't know. That's weird. We'll just have to look at it later.
Let's make one more persona.
Hello, trickster. Awaken your new self.
Ganesha I can
Sure.
get without having to get rid of... alright. Remember Queen Mab and
It seems that it can
Okuninushi.
gain new
Let's just
choose
look
which-
at it. We can just look at Freydine.
Oh yeah.
Vajra Blast.
Freydine. Its strength is higher than its magic, but not by much.
It's gonna
3
get
weaknesses,
regenerate too.
2 nulls, and oh, it's resistant to fizz. Okay, cool.
It's pretty cool.
Choose which
Alright, let's see.
Matar Kaja seems good.
Let's do Makoga. No, Maega.
is this the Now, let us begin.
Because I assume that Lavenza has, like, requests for you to fuse certain personas. I think I remember that from this game, but I don't know for sure.
Probably.
So that can be really good to, like, figure out new guys. That's how I first, that's how I
You wish
first
to browse
discovered
the entry?
Seth
Please take
in
a
the
look.
original. I love Seth. He's great.
Is this okay?
Let's get four.
You already
Oh, I've already got
possess
it.
that
Why isn't
persona.
it grayed out then? That's weird. Where was she? Queen
Is this
Mab.
okay? You may take it with you. Is this okay?
Okay, I need you to pick me a
You
number
already
from 1 to
possess that
48.
persona.
15.
15? Okay. That's
Is this okay?
1 times 3 is 24.
You may take it with you.
16. You said 15?
Yes.
Okay, King Boo it is.
May luck be on your side.
Oh, there's a Bowser glider. That's kind of cool.
I'll just add this.
Okay, back to the jail. Now that we're all set with stronger shit,
I am ready to see how you do. It's going to be very cool. Alright, I'm going to try stuff at 150cc now, and then I'll do the DLC after I...
Da-da-da-da. Okay, what have I got on right now?
Fortuna! Ganesha!
Let's go with Ganesha right now.
Resistance to Fizz seems like a good baseline.
Yep, that's my idea. Oh yeah, these three.
There's something peculiar over there.
Kind of reminds me of like the final, like the jail of, like the final dungeon of Persona 5, like not counting the royal stuff, with the fact that it was a jail. And you had like all the previous guys in it, but this is like much more fucked up because like a single dude is running this place rather than like the collective unconscious.
Oh, I didn't hit the big boy.
Ravage them! Take this!
Where is my wind? Do I have a wind?
Yeah, it's Fortuna.
Hecaton Kairos! Amino Musume! Sarasvati! Fortuna!
Ah yeah, Gardine.
Take this!
Thing is really not as difficult as I remember it being in 64, which is good because it's very, very important and necessary for doing
You're mine.
I'm doing so much more damage than I was before. And I'm
It's
taking
almost like
less.
you need to upgrade your personas in a game about personas.
Please allow me. That was well played. All yours.
Come. You're mine.
We'll get to the end of the this dungeon today because I have talked up the boss fight of this jail for many, many good reasons, and I'm extremely hopeful that we get to it. But I don't really remember exactly how far we are in this, and I remember it being pretty long, so...
We're pretty early. I'm at the second checkpoint.
Yeah. So we'll see. But probably not today, unfortunately.
Got it.
Yay!
Now I'm even more determined.
Oh, Samara Karm. Hell yeah.
That is the good shit. Thank you, Zoro. I don't remember if you can evolve your personas in this game, and how you do it if you do. I think there's like requests involved.
Please don't get in our way. Do my best.
It's been a while, like I said, so I do not recall.
I dodged that. How does Valkyrie feel about wind? Valkyrie is neutral to wind. We're just gonna show time.
That's weird. I guess maybe it's a fire one, actually.
I get why they didn't do it for the sake of brevity in this action game, but I do like Persona 5's you have to figure out what the weakness is, and element by element deal. I like that better.
That's like a better thing for turn-based RPGs to give you a little bit more like like a little bit more of a reason to try different stuff out instead of spamming regular attack all the time. Like turn-based RPGs are actually like really hard to make interesting. Like I've been thinking about this for ages, but like you know the Paper Mario drama, how like everybody is mad about Paper Mario at all times.
Yeah, because Miyamoto doesn't want characters in his RPGs.
Well, yeah, but like the latest Paper Mario game, Origami King, actually had like a lot of stuff that was better because they like understand that they actually heard like a lot of the complaints. Like from what I understand, Color Splash was made was started like while Sticker Star was still doing fairly well and before like the backlash got like really bad. And so they were like, oh, well, maybe we just need to perfect this idea. And from what I understand, it is actually like a little bit better than Sticker Star. I like Sticker Star, so I don't really have a super huge opinion on this. I never played Color Splash, but I do kind of want to play Origami King. I'm gonna try it out. But like Origami King had a lot more story stuff, a lot more character stuff, even if it was still kind of working with some boundaries. But everybody was like, oh, this is a half measure. It shows that they don't actually care. It shows that they they can't just go back to what we wanted because they why can't they hit? It was like, it's like, dude, they're trying to do something that they like and that you like at the same time. Like it's not like a half measure or them being cowards or whatever. It's like, dude, relax. I haven't played much of Thousand Year Door. I look forward to playing the remake, but like I don't think it was actually that good of a game. Like I don't think any game is that good. Like a lot of people have been making games like inspired by it, like Bug Fables which also looks kind of cool.
You don't think any game is that good while we're playing a Persona 5 game?
Okay,
Really?
That's fair.
There are some good-ass games out there, love.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not, like, saying that any game is so good that its sequels should be exactly like it or whatever. Like,
Let's go.
like I just don't, like, I love the fact that Persona 5 has all these spin-offs in other gameplay styles, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. It's like taking these characters into interesting different settings and stuff. And I think that finding ways of implementing that is kind of fun. Even though Persona 5 Tactica doesn't implement the personas in a way that I super love, it's still interesting and plays with like the vibes of the original game in a fairly a fairly good way. Like the flavor works still pretty well. So it's like, oh, okay, that's still interesting and workable. And so it's like I would not like it's not the best game ever or anything, but I'm not gonna sit here and like bitch like, oh, it doesn't deserve to be in this series. It's not good enough. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like,
well, you don't have to think a game is the best thing ever to recognize why people like it. And I haven't played oh shit! I haven't played Thousand Year Door myself, but I know what people like about it is the characters. It's the interesting characters, a wide variety of characters that have a lot of character, and
it feels to me like a lot of people comment about the gameplay though, and from what I've seen of the gameplay, it's a turn-based RPG. It's not like super interesting in that. Like, it has action commands. Good for it. Like, most games have action commands these days. Most RPGs have action commands. It's like, oh, it's like kind of charming and cute, like with the stage aesthetic, and I'm like, and it's like, okay, it has like two gimmicks that make it kind of different from other RPGs. I've seen the gameplay; it looks kind of slow, honestly. It looks, but like I haven't played it, so I can't really comment on it like super a whole lot. But I feel like it's not some kind of pinnacle of gameplay or interest.
I've never heard anybody talk about the gameplay except that later Paper Mario games were less interesting.
Yeah, like the idea
like that is not a selling point I've ever heard about Paper Mario.
No, like the whole point is like, so here's the thing, right? The idea is there is no reason to fight in Sticker Star or Color Splash because you don't level up through combat experience.
Well, that's a design mistake.
Like the way that you fight in those games is by collecting consumable attack cards, basically, and you get those from winning fights, or you can buy them with coins you win from fights. And I don't remember exactly how, and like Origami King doesn't really do that either. But I don't think I don't remember how combat super works in Origami King, but like it isn't traditional turn-based combat like Sticker Star and Color Splash are, where you just pick moves out of your card list. It is like tactical, where you have to like, you've got this big stage thing that you have to rotate and position your enemies in a very specific way, and you get bonuses for doing that. I don't think you level up traditionally in that game either, but it tried to make its combat interesting instead. And it was like, and I thought I think that's the right way to do it if you're going to like make it so that kids don't have to do combat if they don't want to. God knows I ran away from so many fights in RPGs because I didn't like grinding is not for everyone. So like I get it.
Oh, here's something very funny to me. I follow a Twitch streamer named Jahara Jade. And Jahara Jade has been for the last year going through the Final Fantasy series. And the first Final Fantasy she played was Final Fantasy XIV. And Final Fantasy XIV actively discourages you from fighting random encounters because they give piddling EXP, small amounts of resources. They're basically wastes of time, and they don't even aggro to you if you're a high enough level above them.
A lot of
gameplay out wandering the world is is walking or flying from point A to point B, ignoring everything in between, which is my biggest complaint about the game. You get your EXP from boss fights, from dungeons, from trials, from raids. That's where you get your character's EXP. You get a lot of it there. You can level up a character almost entirely on dungeons and trials. And that gave her a very, very unfortunate habit when it comes to the rest of the series. Because she spends all her time running away from 95% of battles and finds herself completely underleveled for everything in the endgame. In Final Fantasy IX, there's an endgame mini-boss that, when it dies, deals 2,000 to 3,000 damage to your whole party, which is more HP than she had on any of her characters. She was leveled... I assume? What?
Was it a behemoth?
No, though it would have been very funny for her to run into that. It was Merilith.
Oh, I don't know what that is yet.
Well, yeah, I was avoiding saying something that wouldn't mean anything to you. And she had to go and level grind because she had avoided all the opportunities to gain EXP that the game handed to her throughout the game. And I thought it was very funny that
it's not like a normal random encounters. A lot of people hate them because they're boring and they take they distract you from what is supposed to be the main appeals of a game with a lot of story, which is the story stuff. And a lot of people really appreciate that Pokemon is done away from them because it's I have actual control over what I run into and all this other stuff. A lot of people really hate random encounters. I don't particularly hate them. But that's because I grew up with them, so I don't know exactly how much real authority I have. And Paper Mario notably does not have random encounters. You run into enemies on the overworld in Earthbound or something.
I'm not saying that random encounters are necessarily a better design choice than overworld encounters, but the game is designed in a specific way, and it feeds you all the experience you need if you fight at least half the random encounters you run into. And she was running from 95%.
Yeah,
them.
I was like that in Pokemon when I was a kid. I told you in one of our Hoenn podcast episode, when I was 8 or 9 playing Sapphire originally, I would run away from a lot of fights and I would only level up my starter, which was always a Mudkip. So I would always get completely steamrolled by the rival fight between Slateport and Mauville because I didn't know how to do it. I was these random encounters are annoying and I don't want to have to fight them all the time. So basically what I was trying to say about Paper Mario is that I kind of understand wanting to do away with that idea to a certain extent, because a lot of people who have not grown up playing RPGs do not think about combat that way. And especially if you are attempting to appeal to children or to other new gamers and stuff, it's I kind of understand why you would want to make it so that combat is sort of a fun side quest thing that you don't have to do unless you like it. Which, or unless you, need money. Sometimes you need to, sometimes you do need to do that. I feel that's a fine thing. And I don't feel you need to necessarily make the combat traditional RPG combat if you're going to do it. There are ways to make traditional RPG combat fun and interesting and flow well. Persona 5 does a great job with its, with its style. Oh, is there a thing we need to do?
Oh yeah, we're about to do a horde mode, I think.
Okay, my bad.
We can't get through.
I didn't mean to continue talking and stop you from playing the game.
It's packing time. Everyone ready?
All right, I've got 60 SP. Let's go.
Packing in. Make sure you back me up.
There are items.
I have 60 SP because I used items. Ganesha, Lightning Sigh, and Curse.
You need to buy some more items?
I have bought every item that I can get. Unless they replenish whenever you come out of a jail.
I don't remember. I think
no, they replenish every day. So I've
Yeah,
got all the items I can get.
I'm trying to remember if Sophie's store does it differently. But, fair enough. Okay, I need another number between 1 and 48.
Also 15.
No, I need to be a different one.
23.
23, okay. I think that's 23.
Oh, I can't
okay.
see stats. Hecaton Kyres has high strength. Okay. I'm not complaining about the lack of enemies, but has the game glitched? Ah, there we go.
Yeah, you just were missing one, I guess.
You're mine.
All right, no singing stuff that isn't what's going on stream.
Oh, fair enough. I forgot that they can hear the music. I can't. I'm just in a festive mood. What can I say? That one's been stuck in my head for a while. I like that's one of the old school hymn type carols that I really like how it sounds.
Somebody healed Futaba? I didn't realize we could do that.
There are like area of effect heals, aren't they? Or I bet like if you use
Media or Mediarama or whatever.
Yeah.
Sophie's been doing it.
She's a great child. I appreciate her very much.
Lightning Side Curse. Okay.
Told you about my Pokemon fanfic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where I have a Porygon named after Sophie.
Yep.
She's very important to me. I love her very much.
Hell yeah, we did it. Hey, okay, Nuke Boost, cool. Okay, what do we want to drop for that? Meteoroma is 32 SP.
You probably don't need both Rakukaja and Mario.
Yeah, I was about to drop that.
Yeah.
Whoops, wrong way. Turrets. Am I able to do anything to these? No. Okay. How? Wait. Ah! Okay. Wait. How do I get up? Ah, here we go. Okay. I was just looking at exactly the wrong way until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
There is an undeniable beauty in the aesthetic of this place.
Show me your
but
true
I
self.
sense little passion from its creators.
Your computer sounds kind of like this, ain't it?
More Ganesha's. Ow! Oh, I'm getting juggled.
I got second! God damn it! Why? Why did I... I'm so angry. Like I got overtaken in like the final 10th of the race. It sucks.
Zenkichi leveled. Dekaja, cool.
Dekaja's nice. You know what that does, right?
Yeah, gets rid of buffs.
Very useful. and
I've
helpful.
played Persona 5.
I'm just because like not a lot of people use it. Okay, I only remember learning what it does and how to use it in Persona 4, like during a very particularly difficult boss that like I had to look up strategies for, and it was like, don't forget that Yosuke has Dekaja, and I was like, oh right. The way Bowser looks in these go-karts, by the way, never not funny. 'Cause he has to like squeeze his giant legs into the little cart. And he looks like he's like blowing out the top like a fucking muffin. It's very funny.
Yeah. Ow. Got him.
Sweet, we got it.
Okay, let's keep going. Make way for the theater.
More Valkyries. Ow, fuck.
Sarasvati, Fortuna, Ganesha, Gravity.
Perhaps I should be taking notes.
Wait, hang on. Let me test something.
Take this.
What are you testing?
Oh, you slowly regain the HP that you use on skills. Unless that's a bond thing.
might
Until you
be,
get hit, anyway.
I'm not sure. That's it would make sense though.
No, I just confirmed that that's what happens.
Huh.
Lasts until you get hit.
That's helpful in a more action-packed game like this. When I was first playing Persona 4, I remember I was like, I don't want to use the HP skills. And now I'm just like, hell yeah, physical attacks all the way, baby.
You weren't watching at the time, but I got a clutch god hand against, oh, what's his name? The guy, who was kidnapping people. Clutch god... After he took control of my whole party, I had... My last turn, I gambled on a god hand, and finished him off.
Nice.
That was nothing.
I gotta quit this. Ugh. Okay. Maybe I need to rely on actual strategy and meta, not randomly picking characters.
Lost a lot of stamina. Maybe it's time to
Yes, Futaba, I'd like to head back, but I need a checkpoint first. Cutscene.
Okay, what do we got?
There it is! The prison keep. I see a radio tower, too. That's probably how they're controlling all the surveillance cams. If we can just steal the core, those things will be totally bricked.
Then let's slip inside and steal it.
Forgot to take this.
Not so fast. There are cameras here, too. What are we supposed to do about those?
God, Senkichi looks so dumb.
I think he looks cool. You just gotta readjust your expectations.
It's the collar. The collar combined... Having either the collar or the hat would work, but having them together just looks silly.
You just gotta get into the state of mind where you
Straight path
don't
isn't
cringe.
always the quickest, right?
Kill
Let's
the
see if
part
there
of
are
you that
any other
cringes.
ways in.
Where's the fucking checkpoints? I have a map. Oh my god, the next checkpoint is right before the fight.
When's the last one that you ran into?
Like 45 minutes ago.
Alright, well we can do it. I believe in you.
Oh, shit. Thanks, Morgana. I can't use physical skills. I'm out of SP and I can't use physical skills against Ganesha.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, you can. They just won't do as much.
Get him? We got him. Okay.
Guess that's that.
Let's keep moving ahead, shall we?
Fire! Fire!
Step aside if you don't want to get hurt.
Oh, it's a mini-boss. Hello. Valkyrie, you're weak to fire.
Oh, it's weak to fire.
Ganesh, Fortuna!
The lightning one? I swear to God, the properties change every single game. I know this about the game, but it's still like... I know this about the series, but it's still like frustrating.
Naga, Okuni no Queen Ma!
Oh, we've got on. Hell yeah.
That exploit those weaknesses. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks, Morgana. I think that was Morgana.
Switch out!
Crocodile tears. Get them both.
I'm going too!
Alright, another Agilao. Ow. Got her.
Nice. Doing pretty good here. Now that you are properly leveled, that's very nice.
It's nice to not be screwed.
Yep.
God, I can't believe that I was
Nah,
I was so thorough. I'm actually a little proud I made it this far so underleveled.
Yeah, I haven't been like on call for as long as I've only been on call for a couple of streams. I'm surprised I didn't notice that. I feel like I should have, but I don't remember.
What's On's gun look like?
It's a Tommy gun.
Oh, no, I mean like her special to initiate fights. And it's not her gun, it's her whip.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is, she is usually considered a long-range attacker of the group. Like in Persona Q2, where you have two party bros, based on like long and short range, she's considered a long range.
I should play the Persona Q games once I finish Persona 3, which will happen this spring.
That'll be cool, I'm excited.
Have you played Persona 3?
I have not, but I know everything. I know basically everything that happens.
So you're going to be there for the streams then?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because like I often can't stay through your whole streams just because I am easily distracted. But
Checkpoint!
hallelujah. But I definitely will like hang out. The thing is, like I know what happens in it, and I have no interest in playing the games because I know that they are sad.
Eh, fair enough.
And, well, I mean the games. I mean Persona 3. But you know, it's a game about death, and I appreciate a game that is about death. But
it's a sad game.
yeah.
Don't tell me anything more specific than that. I know the big spoiler at the end of the game that we are not going to talk about, so as to not spoil other people, but...
Get to work.
Alright, before I continue, I'm gonna get up, go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I am busy playing the Mario Karts. So hello chat, what's your favorite Mario Kart course? Let me know in chat. Have you been playing Mario Kart over the holidays? How have your holidays been? Have you gotten what you wanted? Apparently the current meta pick for like online servers for Mario Kart 8 is Yoshi, with a very specific build. It was Waluigi for a while. I don't know if you guys knew about that. It was like Waluigi on a Wiggler. It was like very, very much psychic damage. Whereas now it's Yoshi on a very cute teddy bear, which I have not unlocked yet, so I'm using the next best one for him, up ahead, like the next best meta cart, which I did unlock fairly early. And thankfully, like, it's not like you don't need a specific strategy to play this. It's just kind of like, go fast. There are, like, other strategies you can play in Mario Kart other than, like, do your best to go fast. But this is the way I know how to play the video game, so not that I'm good at it, but, like, I'm not awful so far. Nah. That's like how I am with most video games, to be honest with you guys. I am like slightly above average. Jack of all trades, master of none type shit. I am like halfway decent at most things. You guys have any favorite personas? Ones that stick out to you? Like, I know Seth is one of my favorites. I really dig Seth, just because it's a cool-ass dragon. The fact that it looks kind of like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but is black, is very, very funny because of like, the name Seth being used in Yu-Gi-Oh! In association with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's very funny. There's just a lot of very, very amusing parts of its design. I just like it. Very cool dragon guy. Chaos Desert Dragon. It's a very cool aesthetic. All of you guys watching this on YouTube, make sure you put your favorite Mario Kart character and or track in the comments section. Give Lore some engagement. Unless he cuts this part out, I don't know, he might. I don't know exactly how his editing process works. But I don't think he does a ton of editing for these. I actually need to edit our podcast episode. I haven't worked on that yet because work sucks. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Okay.
Back.
Hooray!
Alright, back to the jail.
Wait, check if there's new items.
Okay. Exiting the jail then.
Forgot about loading times.
We're heading back? Understood.
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
Villager standard bike slim wheels, huh? I've been thinking about playing Daisy some instead. She's like very similar to Yoshi in terms of stats, from what I understand.
Is that all for today?
Not every middleweight is the same, etc. But like, I know there are like groups in terms of like stats where like a lot of like a group of characters will have the same like stats. Because there's so many goddamn characters in this game. If all of them played differently, that would be like, it'd be a little bit impossible. Not every game can be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
More games should be Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, but like not every individual is as insane as Masahiro Sakurai. I mean, like Miyamoto is, but like he's been having less and less authority over the company. He's insane in arguably less positive ways sometimes, you know.
The fact that Miyamoto thinks that interesting and unique characters are a detriment to Mario is so bizarre to me. Oh, I guess these things do replenish when you come back from a jail, or progress through the story, I guess.
Like, to a certain extent, I understand his perspective is the thing. Like, that's not why anybody... But, like, at the same time, like, that's not why anyone played the original Mario. But, like, at the same time, that, like, if people wanted to play the original Mario, they would just play the original Mario. They don't need, like, new versions of the original Mario when the original Mario already exists. You know?
Well,
it's like,
I don't agree with
with
that. One of the things that I also think about gaming is that I don't need a game to be new and special and innovative. I just need it to be fun. Like, okay, when Borderlands 3 came out, one of the consistent complaints about the game from critics was, this is just Borderlands 2 again, gameplay-wise. And I'm like, yes, that's what we want. And screwing with that is not going to give us the same experience. Now, though the changes they made to Borderlands in Borderlands 3 smoothed out everything and made it play better than Borderlands 2, but at its core, it's the same game. The same with Mario games, I feel. The side-scrolling Mario games don't have to be flashy and new. They just have to be Mario, right?
Yeah, like,
though
that's
I will say, I've been watching a playthrough of Wonder, and I'm very impressed with how creative it is.
Yeah, I'm like, that's clearly like the restrictions on the Mario series have been loosened up a little bit, given that they remade their two weirdest RPGs and Wonder exists. Like, I don't know exactly what the corporate situation is, but it's clear that they're doing something, and I appreciate that. Did you hear about the one interview with with Aonuma, the Zelda guy?
Where he's like, linear games are a thing of the past?
Yes.
That is a very scary statement from the guy in charge of Zelda.
I know, right? It's like, dude, no.
Like, I love Breath of the Wild the same as anybody else. And, well, Tears of the Kingdom was a little disappointing, and the magic was gone. If they made a new game with the Breath of the Wild system, but with a different map and different story, I would be all over that. Another world to explore, because it's a game about exploration.
I liked Wind Waker. I liked Majora's Mask, and those are fairly open games, but they still have, like, linear stories. You can have both. You can have both.
As somebody who has, hang on, I made a top 50 games chart. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to get to the 9th game on my top 50 list before you get a game that has any real choice about what order to do the story in, and that's Mass Effect 2. And the Dead Space remake has some freedom, and Hollow Knight is number 11, and that's an open game. But I like me a structure. Okay, if you here's where Starfield's a perfect example, right? Starfield fell into the trap of procedural generation. Procedural generation is a useful tool. It can be used for in good ways. Roguelikes, for example, if you're always seeing something new in your short runs, it shakes things up. It gives you a new experience every time.
And there's also Minecraft. Minecraft's a great example of it.
Yeah, Minecraft, where it's all about the variety of the world and building something in it. Minecraft has a story, but it might as well not exist for how important it is. It's basically just an excuse to fight the Ender Dragon, and it's bare bones at that. But if you want a longer game, if you want something that's going to hold your attention for a sustained narrative, and you want something where individual nodes in the game matter, you can't fall into the procedural generation trap. For example, Skyrim. Skyrim is a handcrafted world. I'm sure they use some procedural generation in like the in-between spots that nobody gives a shit about, but by and large, Skyrim is a handcrafted world. And everything is interesting in Skyrim. Every location, every dungeon, every little settlement, every encounter with random bandits has a little bit of story to it. And you're even in the dungeons that are reusing assets, the dungeons are slightly different, and they have different stuff in them, and they have different lore bits in them. Everything in Skyrim is unique in some way. Starfield fell into the trap of procedural generation, where they thought that having more locations was worth not having much different about them. They thought that the majesty of the universe was enough to keep people's attention, when the stuff that was in the universe, there was nothing to find. There's nothing in Starfield. It's got a few handcrafted planets with story beats, and then it's just the same location copy-pasted across 1,000 worlds. It reuses its assets. I haven't played much of it, but I've been following the drama, and what I've seen is 95% of the points of interest are identical. They, completely identical. Same layout, same shapes, same encounters, same enemies, same items, over and over again. And for an exploration game, because that's what Bethesda games are, you're exploring the world and finding narrative. That's death to the experience, because I got kind of lost in this train of thought complaining about Starfield.
So when it comes to Zelda in particular, what is Zelda to a certain extent? Zelda is about exploration, but that is 1/3, if that, of the appeal points of Zelda. One appeal point of Zelda is progression, which is very hard to do in an open game, and the other one is puzzles and dungeons and problem solving, which is very different when you have when you can't do progression.
Breath of the Wild has 120 less, because some of them are combat challenges, but has 120 shrines, and almost all of them have a puzzle in them. Sometimes a very involved one.
Okay,
so Breath of the Wild does puzzles just fine.
No, let me explain. They're fine. They're interesting, but they're not the same as the puzzles in other Zelda games.
Really?
Like,
Because I've been playing
because-
Majora's Mask, and the puzzles are fairly simple.
It's not about simplicity. It's about, God, I don't agree with a lot of Arlo videos, but his most recent video on this subject explained it a lot. Like, if you have more freedom in how you solve a puzzle, you don't have as much, like, discovery of the ultimate method. You have, like, experimentation and messing around, and that's an appeal point. But but like, for people who find puzzles to be more of a, like, aha moment, and they enjoy that more, and they want to figure out the exact right solution, if there's 40 ways to solve it, and you can just, like, brute force through it, it's different. It's not necessarily better or worse, it's just a different flavor. Like, physics puzzles are very different from, like, logic puzzles or, like, push this block in this direction puzzles. And, like, some people don't like the block pushing puzzles, and some people find, like, the physics puzzles more interesting, and that's fine. That's just a personal taste thing. But it is tied to the fact that you do not, like, unlock new abilities and new items, and so you don't have an opportunity to learn how to use those items to solve new puzzles and, like, learn how they work together. Like, there are ways in which that works, but you have a very limited pool and you get access to them all at the same time, so it's more about, like, figuring out more ways that physics work, which again is fine. It's not worse or anything, it's just different, and the Arlo video explains this a little bit better. But, like, I like the puzzles in regular dungeons in regular Zelda games, because it's like, oh, okay, I understand, like you have to figure out the methods in a very specific way. Like, in Snowpoint Temple, it's like, oh, I have to punch this pillar? Like, I would never have thought of doing that. And, like, you have to figure that out. And it's like, oh, okay, and now I have this thing that I have to, like, figure out the whole time. And, like, some of the from what I understand, some of the Divine Beasts in Breath of the Wild have similar things. And
The Divine Beasts in Breath of the Wild are puzzle dungeons, where you're supposed to figure out how to get to the terminals to activate the Divine Beast. And how to get from place to place in there as well. And it's all puzzles.
Which is cool. That's pretty interesting. I haven't, like I said, when the physics works differently and you can climb stuff in different ways and, like, gliding and stuff, it's just like,
yeah, you get overwhelmed with possibility when you try to play open games.
There's that too, but, like, it's not just that. Like, even with, like, just the way that puzzles work, like, here's the thing, right? Zelda and Metroid share a lot of DNA, and the progression aspect of it is one of the things that, like, old school like Zelda before Breath of the Wild and Metroid have in common. Like, you find a new place, you get a new item, you can go to more places now. Like, that's, like, in Metroidvanias, a lot of them have become more open with that, but because of the way that they're built as like a spider web rather than, like, an open field area, it's easier to have those things where, like, okay, I can't access this until I get that. Whereas, like, with Breath of the Wild, you're just kind of going about and exploring a very large field with mountains and stuff. There's not, like, paths to take. Whereas, like, in, say, Ocarina of Time, right? You like, there's a big field area, but, like, you're still blocked off from certain paths. You can't go to Zora's Domain until you get bombs. You can't go to Gerudo Desert until you get the long shot or you have the horse. It's, like, stuff like that.
Yeah, one thing, I don't like Ocarina, but one thing that it does very well from what I can tell is the illusion of openness. A better example would be Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy XIII are ramrod straight railroads for basically their entire runtime. It opens up a bit earlier in 4 than it does in 13, but you are guided from point to point. However, in 4, the world feels open. You can't actually break off from the railroad for a while, but the world feels open and interesting, and and expansive. 13 is hallways. 13 does not disguise the tracks. 4 disguises the tracks and it does everything it can to obfuscate their existence. 13 is just a railroad, and it lets you know it's a railroad, and it doesn't do anything to hide that it's a railroad, and as a result, it feels very bland and restrictive as far as its world goes.
See, like, to a certain extent, right? When you are playing Final Fantasy IV, you are on an overworld. You cannot go everywhere on that overworld due to various factors, but you are on this giant overworld that you can see quite a lot of, which plays into that illusion. Whereas with like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy XIII, you can see the area and it is a straight line. Final Fantasy X is very different because literally that's kind of the point of the game.
Yeah, 10 is a different example that does something to hide the tracks in that it draws attention away from them with the story. You are urged on. You are hurried along. The game feels pressing and urgent because of the story that's being told. So while 10 is also a ramrod straight railroad, you don't really have time to notice that.
Like, mostly, like, but also 10 is a hallway because of the story. Like, it's gameplay and story integration in a very fascinating way because you are on a pilgrimage. So yes, you are on a road. So of course it's linear, and then you get to the part where you realize that your journey has kind of been in the face of a lie, and you get an airship and you can go wherever you want. It's like, mwah, 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 genius. Genius. Final Fantasy X is
FF10 is amazing. It's on my top 50 chart. Let me see where it is. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's number 23.
13 has its own issues. Like, I have not actually played the original 13 much for myself. I've played 13 too, and I've played Lightning Returns. My mom also said basically don't bother.
It's so boring! It's the blandest, most boring RPG I've ever played.
Danny, we're gonna have to fight. Danny, you and me, we're gonna meet up in an Arby's parking lot. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to actually pull up my sleeves and fist fight you in an Arby's parking lot. You cannot say these things to me.
Venom says, call it an illusion, sure, but storytelling is built on illusions. Yes,
Danny,
and 4 and 10 use good illusions to service their storytelling. I never said an illusion of choice was bad. I think it's...
right, you're like British or something. Okay, a Walmart parking lot.
I think that the illusion of choice is a very good tool to use, where it makes... For game feel, it makes you feel like you have a choice. It makes you feel open and feel the possibilities that are in front of you. Even if 90% of those possibilities don't exist, you feel like they do, and that's important for a game.
Chapters 13 are interesting, but like, its sequels do a lot more with all of them. So, you know, like, except for Saj, which is kind of sad. But I don't really know how much stuff he gets in the original game either.
Saz, Vanille, and Fang are the most developed characters in the original. And Saz and Fang are basically the only party members from the original I actually like.
Fang gets a whole, like... part of Lightning Returns where you like travel with her, which is cool. Vanille is less of a thing in both of the games. I don't remember exactly what role she plays in 13-2, if any. There's a lot going on. Anyway, Danny, picture the most cheap sandwich store you can think of, like a fairly low quality establishment. You cannot say that about my second favorite Final Fantasy villain. I am going to fist fight you. Look, am I biased because Seymour is exactly my type, and I was like 7 when he imprinted my style onto me? Yes, he is also extremely fascinating. Play 10-2. Go play 10-2 immediately, and you will find the cutscene that makes him even more interesting. He's so cool. He's so interesting. He's like the prototype of like every villain archetype that I like, so I'm biased, but holy shit.
Blue-Eyed Rat, the problem with 13's combat is that it's piss easy. For 90% of the game, there is no challenge. No challenge to the game. And that contributes to the game being so bland and boring.
Danny, do you have any idea how fucking traumatized that asshole is? He's great. He's also extremely menacing, and he's hot, so fuck off. He does not whine or like, he whines and pouts a little bit, but mostly he fucking like saunters around like he owns the place, and like he joins your party for a hot minute to show off how awesome he is. It's very effective. Like, he is trying and failing to be Sephiroth. I am aware of that. Like, he is very clearly trying to follow an existing character template. But like, I like him a lot because of my own biases.
Wait, where's the
I think that he's very fun and interesting. And like, fuck his dad, to be honest. Like, genuinely deserved to be murdered. Not gonna lie.
Alright, we've been talking about Final Fantasy X for a bit. It's time to proceed. Oh, that is a big boy over there.
Yeah.
Can't fight it, though. Okay. It is time to proceed.
Yes,
Psycho
let us
energy.
proceed.
Huh. Oh, another horde mode. Okay.
This should get us back into the prison. All right, backing in. Okay, going in. Let's go back, everyone.
13-2 Lightning Returns are a lot of fun. They like 13-2 has a similar combat system, but it adds Pokemon to the mix, which is very fun and interesting. And then 13 and the Lightning Returns has a completely different combat system that is sort of inspired by the
Oh boy! Hi, Futaba.
That's it.
She got fucked up.
You gotta stick by her, man.
Yeah, I get it, Futaba. I'm working on it.
She's fine. Somebody else healed her, it looks like. I think I prefer 13-2 to Lightning Returns, but that's just because Lightning Returns is stressful. It's got a time limit, and it's not like you can just reset it like in Majora's Mask. You gotta be aware of everything. Like, it has some leeway. It's not like you have to do everything entirely perfectly, but I don't remember a ton about like the systems of combat besides liking the Pokemon systems. Because I like all Pokemon systems. You let me catch creatures and train them up and use them in battle. I'm like, oh yeah, do it, give it to me. Are you trying? Okay. Do you think Caius is better than Seymour? Because they are very similar brands. And I like Caius a lot, but I prefer Seymour due to my own biases and like nostalgia. Caius is great though. I do like him. He's arguably closer to like a Golbez than a Seymour, but it's
boy, okay.
Caius is great though. He's hot as hell. I will not deny that.
Am I the only person in the world who doesn't care how hot a villain is?
It doesn't, like, no, I mean, plenty of people do not judge their villains by that, but I do because, you know, like, I mean, I think about that with a lot of characters. It's just that, like, villains are often hot to, like, let you, like, if you're not supposed to completely despise the villains, like, if you're supposed to be able to sort of understand them, like, making them hot is, like, a trick to do that. It's, like, easier. And also, like, if you are supposed to hate them, then you're like, ah, you magnificent bastard. And it's easier to do that if they're hot as well. It's like, and like, it can make you angry if a character that you
he
think is
died.
hot.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Like, the only villain off the top of my head that I can think of who made me go, oh, that's a hot character, and get distracted by that was Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8.
Oh. Well, I guess I know your type. I'm not into that. But, you know, I know a lot of people who are. You know me, I'm all, like... I'm just here for Sephiroth, baby. If, like, a character can remind you of Sephiroth, then I will be all over that bitch.
You gotta play 7.
I will play 7 Remake and Rebirth when Rebirth comes out. I can't. I don't think I will be able to play the original 7 ever in my life. They're Roblox characters, and I feel that I would be very frustrated by the ancientness of the controls.
Well, watch a playthrough then, because the original is more and more going to be required to understand the remakes.
I understand. No. You misunderstand. I know everything that happens in the original because I have
read fanfic. That isn't the same.
I mean, like,
it's very much not the same.
You're right. It's not the same, but it's enough, and it doesn't make me like. I don't feel like I need to play the originals at the moment to understand anything. Like, if the thing is you need to understand the games, then no, yeah, I have been given the amount of information that I will be required for the test.
Okay, so here's the thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's not a remake.
I understand. No,
and the Rebirth is going to be even further from the original
honey, that's
plot.
the only reason I'm interested. That's the reason that I started being interested.
Well, it's not going to make any goddamn sense if you don't at least watch a playthrough of the original.
I know all of the relevant stuff.
No, you don't.
Okay. What kind of stuff do I? What's the issue? Like, what exactly do I need to know that I wouldn't be able to?
Oh man, I don't know what your fanfic history is, but fanfic never. Fanfic is an expansion. You'll never know what is canon and what isn't.
You don't read a lot of fanfic, do you?
You've never played the original game. You've never played the remake. I don't think you've watched the remake. How do you know what's actual Final Fantasy VII canon?
Because people talk about it all the time. It's a very popular game that gets discussed and analyzed in a lot of ways. And when people write fanfic about it, they're like, hey, I want to change this, that, and the other thing. Or they want to be like, I liked or like in the comments of the author's note, they're like, oh yes, this is cool and different from this in this ways, and I like that. Yeah, I know Cloud isn't that whiny. I like him. He's cool. Aerith died due to like a combination of backlash from the Holy Materia and Sephiroth impaling her, and then
I think what Danny's getting at is that wasn't Sephiroth.
Well, I mean, yeah, Genova's like controlling him and shit, but I don't know how much that. We don't know how much it's Sephiroth and how much it's Genova. That's like one of the main things.
God, fuck!
Are you making a joke about the fact that she wasn't dead because she was floating, or like she sank she sank into the water and she actually drowned? Is that like a game theory joke? Like, I've seen the cutscene. I've had this discussed. If you're making the joke, then like, kind of an old joke.
Does she have her charm? She does not have her charm. Balls.
Do you have any reviving items?
This game has too many healing items.
It's for like the culture. The culture. Oh, that's right. I know that obviously there's like the whole situation where Sephiroth exerts his will over Cloud and stuff. I don't remember if that's like relevant to that cutscene or not. I've only seen it like picked apart and shit. So it's true that I don't know like all of the details. I know that Cloud did like some shit under the influence of like the black materia situation and his memory problems and all that other stuff I am aware of. Okay, it was Jenova taking Sephiroth's force. See, like, that makes sense. I know that Jenova is a separate force. I don't know the full... It's true that I don't know, like, the full extent of that, but, like, I know enough about the situation to know, oh, okay. Like, Jenova is a separate threat from Sephiroth. Like, the story will be relevant, like, the story will be changing as the remake and rebirth happen. Like, it'll be going on, and it's not like they're not going to explain relevant stuff. Like, Kingdom Hearts, for all the shit it gets about being very, very confusing and you can't follow stuff, like, it repeats and goes over previous plot points a lot, because it's a game for children. So, like, I imagine that it's going to be like, this is that from what? Huh? And there's gonna be like, you know, like lore shit I can do because I know how Tetsuya Nomura works.
Nomura's actually not involved with Rebirth, I believe.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is pretty easy if you play the games in release order, but not everybody does that. Now they're all on the same console, it's easier though. Even if the DS games have...
What? That's not where I spawned that. Come here.
But, like, I think you underestimate how many people are playing Remake and Rebirth without playing the original. Like,
and I think that's their mistake.
Uh-huh. How many Kingdom Hearts games have you played again?
I'm not claiming that I understand Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing the side games.
Well, yeah, I'm not claiming I'm going to understand everything, but
What the hell are you claiming then?
I said I understand enough. And if I don't understand something, I'm trusting that the game will either explain it or I can look it up. Like, I don't need to know everything to understand enough about what's going on.
What the fuck is this fight? Holy shit!
Like, I know I know why Zack is a big deal. I know that it's fucked up that Sephiroth is trying to make Cloud doubt Tifa because Tifa is like his anchor to reality in a lot of ways. I know a lot of the character dynamics because that's like the focus of the fanfic stuff. It's like a lot, like, the important things to me anyway are the character dynamics and character arcs. So, like, the lore stuff kind of extends naturally off of that. And so I understand, like, a fair amount. Like, I know that Genesis is not anywhere near as likable in the games that he appears in as he is, as most people make him in fanfics. I also am aware of that.
It would be hard for him to be more annoying in fanfic because he is the most annoying character in Final Fantasy.
Like, I think he shows up in Dirge of Cerberus, but I never played that.
For 5 seconds.
But I never got far enough
in the post-credits scene.
Like,
but it is funny
that he's involved in that. Which guy is this guy, Vanham? This guy or Sick?
And he's making a joke about translation error.
Oh, yeah. That's another reason I don't know if I want to play the original. I do have the mobile game that is a remake of all of the two of both the original game and Crisis Core.
If you're open to playing that and you don't mind the gacha elements, which you don't, go for it. You should experience the original Final Fantasy VII at some point.
I do want to play that. I have been like but like it's a gacha game, and I've already got 2 other gacha games. It's like I'm not.
Yeah,
super good
and
at-
I believe that one's different because you can't progress without buying shit.
It's a little bit like I don't know how much money you would have to spend, but like you're buying weapons and like leveling, like you're buying like weapons and stuff instead of like characters. So it's arguable that like you could probably get further in that game without it, depending on like how the weapon system works. I only like I started it up and I haven't made like a ton of progress because I have other games that I am playing, and it is interesting though. It does like have like interesting gameplay to a certain extent, like for a mobile game, you know. Like but yeah, I know all of the plot points, I know about the weapons, I know like what Gaia's deal is, I know what Genova's deal is, so it's not like they're gonna like throw a plot twist at me I didn't know, unless it's a new plot twist to the game, you know? It's like, okay, I understand the basic lore gist, I don't think I need to like experience every single detail to know enough to like process the events of the game. I'm assuming that they will like I assume that they will explain a fair amount to me. It gives you all these HP healing items for a reason, almost. It's like, oh, maybe the game's a little difficult.
I'm not complaining that there are a lot of healing items that you can get. I'm complaining that there's so many different healing items you can get that all do the same thing. Which means that you have to navigate a huge menu.
Well,
every time you want to heal something.
I guess they assume that you'll be using them more often or something. I don't know. But I think it's fun for flavor reasons. I don't know. I guess I may be in a little bit of an argumentative mood since Danny insulted my beloved.
I dodged that. Come on. Balls.
Like, the entire point of fanfic is to explore, like, unexplored aspects of video games. It's like, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna get stuff explained to me in the explaining stuff to people, like, genre of fiction. It's like,
oh, my Makoto. Man, I was riding high on being able to fight all this stuff. Now I'm getting my ass thrashed.
well, you're almost there. You're not doing the worst.
I'm doing terribly.
Like, the game is not easy. Like, especially now that you're this late in it. It's like, yes, there are situations. You gotta figure them out.
Alright, where's Ricarm? Do I have Ricarm? Please tell me I have a persona with Ricarm on. Oh,
You got a lot of personas. It's a little hard to... I know you have it on somebody, I remember.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
With this, Joker, I see you're quite proud of me. I'll use this. Persona!
Alright, don't have enough for Mediarama.
I feel like using the items would have been better, but I didn't see how many...
I only have like 4 revive items.
Fair enough, alright then. Like, for a while, I did not care about Final Fantasy VII at all. I was like, oh yeah, most like, popular one. Like, I was aware that Sephiroth existed through Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, yeah, okay, he's kind of cool looking. I did not really care about Cloud as much. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. He's kind of like... Because, like, I had watched Advent Children, and in Kingdom Hearts, he's not exactly better than he is in Advent Children. I was like, you know, sure, he exists. He's whatever. Like, I had been... Like, and then I heard people talking about, like, oh, that's not really how he is, and, like... And then Remake happened. Like, when Remake came out... Like, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'm probably not gonna play that because I'm not really super attached to 7. And then somebody was like, it's time travel fanfiction. I'm like, you have my attention! Because that's just a genre of fiction that I like. And I knew that if anything was going to be my inroad into Final Fantasy VII, it was going to be Sephiroth. So the fact that it is possibly Sephiroth doing time travel fix-it fanfiction is like, yes, sign me up immediately. And then from there, I dove straight into a wormhole from which I have not recovered.
This one. Okay. This one.
Aerith is good and important. I appreciate her muchly. And Cloud is cool. I like him a lot. Like, do I still, like... I'm not allowed to say that on stream. We'll leave it alone. Do I still think he would cry in certain circumstances? Yes, but he deserves to.
Sorry,
Cloud.
I was distracted by the horrible situation I'm in. Who's crying?
Yeah, Cloud. I believe that he should cry. More people should cry. I enjoy seeing pretty men cry in general. I think Sephiroth should also cry. It'd be good for him. And I would like to pat him on the head, and then he can bridal carry me off and take me somewhere on his cool motorcycle, and that'd be hot as hell. You know, it's like he can be both strong and emotionally sensitive. That's the appeal. It's very, and so I really like Cloud now. He's like one of my favorite Final Fantasy protagonists. I'm like, oh yeah, very cool, very cool. And Sephiroth is extremely traumatized and deserves the most therapy in the world. Like, holy shit. Get him away from that parasite. Holy shit, get him some therapy immediately.
Does she just summon new enemies whenever I kill them all? Do I have to focus on her?
Yes, that's how these things work generally. If I remember right, Geostigma is just, like, Genova cells or, like, S cells, one of the two, like, existing and being, being treated as an infection because they're, like, foreign and hazardous, right? It's like the
Oh, I got another showtime,
that.
thank God.
Ganesha! Here!
Genova is honestly like a fascinating thing from the lore perspective also, to be honest. It's like, ooh, evil arrowhead, like alien parasite? There's like a lot of things you can do with that.
She's basically the thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't watch a lot of horror stuff, so like I don't have a lot of like comparisons, but alien like psychology and like philosophy and like figuring out like extremely alien worldviews and like stuff like that is always fascinating to me, especially like when it's not for evil. It's like, oh yeah, this person is extremely not on our moral wavelength, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't work with them. We just need to work with them in a very specific way.
I don't think Genova would want to work with anybody.
No,
I think
yeah,
she just wants to eat.
No, yeah, that's like a whole thing, is that like you can convince things that are motivated only by hunger to do things. It's like, is there a way that how much emotion does she feel? Is she just an eating machine? Can she be redirected in a specific way? Obviously, like, that's not part of the main plot. Like, she just needs to be destroyed. But like in fan fiction, you can explore that. And so I've read some like that. There was one called Eldritch Horror's Parenting Guide or something. It was great. It was just like, what if, and hear me out on this, Genova was a good mom. And I was like, you have my attention.
Just right on this bitch.
Like, the basic premise was Genova protects Lucretia and kills Hojo. Like, that's like the basic idea. It's very, very funny, and I enjoyed it. It was delightful. Just, like I said, like, to be honest, this is also like this is sort of the appeal of Sephiroth in some ways, because like, holy crap, is that man neurodivergent, and I love him for it. Like, a lot of that is because of his trauma, but like also, you know, I feel like he's just kind of autistic.
Come here.
Like, a lot of
Oddly,
that
that's a point where we agree. I am convinced that Sephiroth is autistic.
That's like a Crisis Core thing that like got introduced at that point, like in that game, that was like part of his characterization, if I understand correctly. So like that's like where I understand that aspect of him from.
I have two revive
Actually, have a
items
fair
left.
amount of SP regeneration. It's like not. Like they're like for small amounts, but like they're not. That's not nothing.
I want to save those for proper boss fights.
You should be able to
Where is
buy
she?
more.
Okay.
You don't need to save like a ton of them. Just like use it. Like you don't need to use all of them. Just use like a couple, like enough to do Rikarm.
Got her!
Nice. I love the snap. God bless you, Joker.
Holy shit!
There's nothing standing in our way now. Time to climb that tower.
All right.
Before we climb the tower, we're going to go heal.
A solid plan.
Wasn't there a checkpoint around here somewhere?
Hellraiser, huh?
You would not like Hellraiser. It's violent and gory and...
I might like the book then. If it's not like visual gore, I'm okay with it. It depends. Like, I read a horror webtoon fairly recently, but it was like I was assured that it was good by like other sources and like it had themes that I liked. So I don't really know. Like, it was fairly gory, but most of the really bad stuff was censored. So.
Okay, the items do not respawn per jail visit. It's per day.
Okay, check Sophie's shop.
Oh yeah, Sophie has a shop.
You can fast travel back to the van. But
This should be helpful. There's a sale happening. Now's your chance to shop. You want this one? Thanks a bunch.
30 SP to one ally, one healing item.
How many would you like? You want thanks a bunch. You want thanks a bunch. How many would you like? You thanks a bunch. You want thanks a bunch. You want thanks a bunch. How many would you like? You want thanks a bunch. How many would you like? You want thanks a bunch.
Oh, there's some SP heal. Another set.
You want this thanks a bunch.
Just two of them. Alright. Oh, revives.
You want thanks a bunch.
couple, but I think she does replenish, like...
You want thanks a bunch.
I'm pretty sure she replenishes daily as well.
It might be, like, when you find checkpoints. I don't remember exactly.
I'll just add this.
Alright, before we continue, I'm going to take a proper break, because
I need to go to the bathroom anyway, so that's good timing.
I will be back in a minute.
Alrighty.
Okay, back. Oh, on we go.
Okay, let's do this.
Da, 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 da. I had an interesting thought, at least interesting to me, that I will wait to express until Love is back.
Well, let's get started.
One sec. Oh! What? Okay.
Here we go.
Fucking noted.
Uh-oh. Not done yet. Slow. You're with laser nuclear attack.
Let's go.
You're running out of steam now. Time to pull out all the stuff.
Where's the last one? Come here.
Safe to
Great. Great. Oh, I got bond points. Spend those in a sec. What can we spend bond points on? Let's go. Point of magic. Point of endurance. Luck. Oh. Let's increase the amount we recover. Maxed out. Awesome. Okay.
say we overwhelmed them.
Okay, let's keep it moving. I found a shadow. It looks strong.
Dirty figurine. Lovely.
Nice. The radio signal's kaput. That takes care of the cameras.
That should allow us to check out those places that were blocked off earlier. Let's head back to the entrance.
Later, Danny.
Yeah, let's.
Before you
The
go,
passage will be wide open now.
I guess I'll say it now while you're still here. And then repeat it for Love when she gets back. It occurs to me that it would be interesting, probably not on stream, but for some method, to have a playthrough of Persona 5 where everybody acts freely and see if it's possible to beat the game that way. Can you set Joker to act freely? I can't remember.
What did the core end up being, by the way?
Maybe you already left. Yeah, he already left.
Is this an action figure?
Oh, no way! It's him. It's Zephyr Man.
You mean like the keyword?
So what does that mean? Sorry, I'm lost here.
Jailhouse power sources that act as a symbol of the monarch's power. We call them cores. This is one of them.
This thing? You're telling me this little action figure is a core? Why would this be a symbol of
Well, because he
power?
views himself as a superhero, said Kichi.
Maybe he just really likes Zephyrman?
Indeed, and to such an extent that he would call himself a hero.
Even though he's clearly a bad guy.
Whatever the reason, we have to focus on securing a route to the castle.
Right. Let's get on back and see if we can't find the next prison keep.
Okay, map. Alright. Can I leap out here? I cannot. Cannot jump off either. Okay.
Now then.
What's my SP looking like? Okay, we'll stick around. All right, where are we going? Straight on.
A daily reminder, it is your civic duty to admonish all evil.
Looks like that elevator will take us closer to Kanoe's castle.
We're finally making progress. We've still got a long way to go, though.
Shipping railway area. All right.
This is certainly a change of scenery. It looks like some sort of storage warehouse.
One sec, guys.
Guess the castle's still pretty far off. This is gonna take some serious patience.
Exclamation point. What are we looking at?
Does anyone else hear that? It sounds like a plane or something.
Oh, that's right! There was a train station nearby. Maybe it'll have something to help us get around.
Well, that'd be interesting. All right, what are we looking at? Oh, that checkpoint's a ways away. All right.
What is that?
Oh, it's you again. Grand. Oh, multiples. All right. How many of them can I catch in one? Good enough.
You're mine.
That exploits your weaknesses! Good job, Looks like this one was a nuclear attack!
Nice dodge. Could have leveled. That's a lot of airborne enemies. Grand. Okay. Oh, it teleported us down here. Oh, okay. Alright, let's get 3 of them at once. One sec.
Apologize for the wait. I return. Hello.
Hey, welcome back.
I am back. I apologize for the wait.
No worries. So, I had a thought while I was on my break. I've wondered before how the hell you're supposed to beat Okumura with your party members on Act Freely. It occurs to me to wonder how you would get through the whole game if you were on Act Freely with all party members. And I'm thinking I might, probably not on stream because I don't have a lot of time on stream, and it's a game I've already played through, and it wouldn't be much active input for me. It occurs to me that it might be interesting to record videos of a playthrough of Persona 5 where every character is set to act freely.
I feel like the people who would have that set are the people who would be playing on lower difficulties, usually, which I feel like is probably the situation. But also, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if this is in Royal or in the original, Okumura is actually the easiest on Merciless because of the way that the damage
Because of the
works.
extra weakness damage, yeah.
So, like, you know, like, I don't really know how the AI works in Persona 5, either the companion AI or the enemy AI, in terms of, like, the difficulty stuff, because I know difficulty affects damage, but I don't know how much it affects, like, the strategy, decision-making stuff.
I think I might start, like, I'll record just the battles. Like, I won't record me skipping through the story bits.
Mm-hmm.
I'll record just the battles. And see how far I can get.
It'd be fun for, like, one of those, like, challenge video things. You could, like, upload it with some commentary.
Can you set Joker to act freely?
Well, no, because he's, like, your player character.
Well, yeah.
So you would have...
Hey, I don't know a damn thing about this kind of stuff, but couldn't we just turn those things off?
That's true.
So, like, if this would be, like, a challenge run where you're trying to do your best, even with all of that.
Let's see if we can find it.
It would be an interesting exercise, because the reason I hated Persona 3 when I played it the first time was that you couldn't control your party members. Like, it was always act freely, and there was no choice.
Really? I thought there was, like, use healing items, or, like...
There are AI priorities you can set, but the AI is very stupid.
Yeah, I grew up with Kingdom Hearts, so, like, Doll and Goofy are my boys. They're not the smartest, but they're just trying to help me, and I appreciate them. So I've worked with that kind of thing before, so I guess I
see a shadow. All right.
But I feel like that would be a very interesting, like, video if somebody hasn't already made that video.
I'd make it a series. I wouldn't, like, edit it down much. I'd start recording when I'm about to do a palace, and I'd stop recording once I finished the day's palacing.
Like, if you did make it, like, a cool edited video in the style of those challenge videos, I think it would do well.
Fire.
Queen Ma! You're mine!
Low on stamina. Be careful.
Persona! Take this!
Let me in.
Now!
Time to pull out all the stops. It's tough. It's weak to fire. You can handle it.
Ow, fuck. Oh, I'm brainwashed. Or not. Not anymore. Okay.
We hate to see it. So what all did I miss exactly?
You missed me doing... Well, you missed basically nothing. Got her!
Wasn't sure if there was any, like, plot things that happened.
Nah, we found Kanoe's,
It looks like I've learned another
Zephyrman
new skill.
figurine core, and that's it.
Cool.
Let's amp? Question mark. Stacks with Bless Boost. Carb, Diorama, Diorama. We're gonna drop Koga for Bless Amp.
Have you checked the lore on Tethos?
Okay, let's keep going.
I have not. I don't believe I have him on me though.
You can change your party right hit like real quick. Or actually, I think you can just go into the menu, and check Sophie. Like that's Sophie.
What do we do?
Oh, that's Sophie. Oh, I thought you were right. I thought you said Picasa.
No, Pisaka is how you pronounce it.
Pisaka, whatever.
Yeah.
Gross
But,
guy.
Yeah.
A set of mysterious objects Sophia uses in battle to mimic the powers of Persona users. Though they function similarly to Personas, their inner workings are completely unknown. Its name is derived from the Greek word for jar.
Okay, I thought it had something to do with that. I was trying to remember what exactly the lore part was on her, because I know that it's relevant later, so I'm interested. So I was trying to remember.
Whoops! That was... Damn it! That was... Fuck.
We've got to find a way out.
Oh, we can't escape. Uh-oh.
Your health is in the red. Don't chance it.
Bye, Joker. Oh, grand. Ricarm.
Let me help. You're up.
I do love Persona 5 spin-offs in particular, because, like, you know exactly what the extra elements of your new party members that they have to add are going to be, because there is a very specific character that fills very specific roles that is no longer present in the spin-offs due to the way the plot works.
Uh-huh.
So, like, you know that the new character is going to have light or almighty or both, because that's what Goro does. And Sumire does light stuff, which, like, clues you into how when you have her on your team, Goro just does almighty stuff and dark stuff, because it doesn't limit, like, Joker to dark stuff. It lets him be more of a wild card, even though he's more the Dark Alliance one in the spin-offs, because usually they keep him locked to Arsene. I gotta let my kitty out. It looks like she
I'm glad we won that
wants
one.
to leave, but I'm gonna give her a
Keep moving
minute
ahead, shall we?
to decide, because I have to have my door closed while I stream. Or
So-
just
I owe you 5.5 hours this month. The 4 that is your monthly and 1.5 from last month.
oh yeah.
I am not interested in going a full 5.5 hours today, but
Yeah,
an hour
I have
and a
a
half
dinner
would
that I
not.
have to go.
Yeah. What I'm about to suggest is I'm at a checkpoint. I just got to a checkpoint. Why don't we call it and do 3 hours later in the month?
Well, what days are free?
Let me see.
Because I know we're doing the wrap up, and I know there's like Christmas and New Year's.
I have the 31st free.
Sure, why not? I don't know if we're doing anything for New Year's Eve, but if not, then we can just move it to the next month, I guess.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So let me get back to a checkpoint. Let me figure out how the hell to get back to a checkpoint. Okay. Around this way, I guess?
I'm glad that you're enjoying this, though. This has been a fun little experience.
Fuck!
Streaming with you.
You'll be alright. Stay strong.
I don't know if he died because I didn't swap out Haru and Zenkichi. Oh, balls.
Large oof.
You're mine.
Joker, you're low on stamina. Be careful.
That did no damage.
Valkyrie resist physical?
No, she resists gun.
Okay.
Oh, balls! Thanks, Haru. But yeah, I think that Act Freely challenge might be interesting in multiple ways, not least because I'll have to strategize who I use.
Alright, we won.
Keep chugging along.
That definitely seems like a fascinating, like a thing that would make for a video that I would definitely watch. Like, you know,
I'll take it.
challenge run videos are not always my thing, but like sometimes I do watch them and it's like, oh, it's kind of interesting to see like the strategies here. I don't watch Pokemon ones anymore because most of it's like, yes, I will spam X items because they're broken. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
The ones where you're not allowed to use items are more interesting, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even like the Nuzlocke ones, it's like, yes, I have chosen these very specific good things. It's like, a lot of the challenge runs that focus on the challenge part are much more interested in, like, ideal optimized gameplay, and like at that point it's very similar every time. There is one guy who does like type-based ones that's kind of interesting, but then it doesn't really feel like a Nuzlocke because it's not really random.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like the ones that he gets are random, like it's like they have random natures and stuff, but like, I don't know, it's like there are layers to it.
Oh, did I tell you I figured out how to do a Scarlet and Violet Nuzlocke?
Get to work.
I know there was the one where you use a random number generator based on, like, the percentages of, like, how often Pokemon show up, but...
Nah, the way I figured it out is to do raid dens. When you get to a new zone, you get to do a raid den.
Oh, that's a solid plan.
It also means that the Pokemon you get have weird Terra types, which adds an extra layer of strategy.
Could be cool. I can see that happening, yeah. You get to choose, like, there's a lot more choice in that, though, like, but there's still an aspect of randomness, since you don't know exactly what I might give that a shot.
Yeah, why we could also say you have to go to the first Terra Den you see, or here's the thing, it gives you a choice of Terra type, because you can pick which Terra Den you go to, but once you pick one, you have to take it no matter what Pokemon's inside.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's limiting enough that being able to, like, look at all of them and choose is fair for, like, challenge purposes. It kind of depends, though. Like, the areas are different sizes and all that stuff, so... I would have to, like... but I definitely think I could give that a shot. It would also be kind of tough, like... Because you would have to pay for, like, for the higher level ones, you would either have to do, like, 5-star raids by yourself, but you don't have a ton of 5-star raids before you finish the story, so I don't know.
I don't know, maybe allow... Because it's...
What I mean is if you would have to pay for more internet.
Oh, yeah, true. That's true. But are you getting 5-star raids before the post game? I don't think you are.
I think there's a couple, but I don't remember. Probably not.
I think 5-star raids come after you beat Sada or Turo.
I know 6-star raids do, but I think 5-star it comes when you like beat one of the main story things of the 3. It might just be when you beat the Pokemon League.
Well, it gives you incentive to explore before finishing the game.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, like, the other thing is that there's only like 12 areas in the game, like 13, I think. So it would like have it like in terms of like the zones. So like I think there are some other areas that exist, but it would be a little bit weird to finagle. Like I don't know exactly when it's where the caught at is either. So it's like you kind of have to keep track of it maybe, or like what all. Like I said, there's logistical stuff, but it is a good starting point.
Looking at Nimble's Pokedex entry on Cerebi, it lists up through South Province Area 6. So I'm guessing there's 24 zones.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I was thinking it was like 3 per area for some reason, but no, it's 6 per area, and there's 4 areas, plus the starting area, which is like its own thing. So it's like
Yeah, I mean you probably have to count your starter as your encounter for that area.
well, no, because you get it like there's the town, and then there's like the starting area, and I think those count separately. Hold on while I check. Like Hallow something. Oh, we should probably go ahead and end the stream.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I like talking to you, and it's fun to go on tangents, but
Yes.
yeah, probably. All right, well, in that case, I'll read my schedule and get off. Tomorrow, I'm not going to stream because I'm leaving for my family's place for Christmas. Monday and Tuesday, I will not be streaming because they're Christmas and the day I come back from Christmas, respectively. Though I may have time for a stream on the 26th. We'll see. On the 27th, I'll be playing 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim for a patron. On the 28th, I'll be playing The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for a patron. On the 29th will be the yearly wrap-up with Love, Danny, Teddy, and Minda. We'll be talking about the games we played this year, the games that came out this year, what we liked, give our game of the year. It'll be a good time. That'll be a few hours of podcasty stuff. And then on the 30th, I will be playing Final Fantasy XIV, our usual Saturday stream. And I guess 31st will probably be continuing Persona 5 Strikers. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And have a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. See you guys on the flip side.